Good morning. I'm Christy Hemingway, and it's a beautiful day in Maine. It's the 7th of July, and it's probably been about 6 to 8 weeks since your bees went in their hive. So that's what we're here to talk about. What should I be seeing at the 6 to 8 week mark, and what do I do about it? So let's say you started your bees between your two follower boards, one here, one here. They were probably about 10 bars apart at the beginning of the season. You've been adding bars to this side, one at a time, two at a time, depending on how fast they were building comb and how well they were doing. So now you've gotten yourself expanded a little bit. You probably have a few other things going on, like you might have some of these little spacers added in. Gold Star Hive comes with 10 of these little guys. The purpose of these, in case you haven't figured it out, is to expand the space between bars so that they stay on the center when they start to build comb that's fatter than brood comb. Honeycomb can go as wide as 2 inches in some cases, so the spacers are there to move the bars apart for you just a little, thin way, flat way. So you can get about 1/8 of an inch this way, 1/2 an inch that way. So let's say you're probably up to 16 bars or so at this point, and you're looking at this end and thinking, I'm going to run out of space soon. What do? I have room over here. Do I use it? The answer to that is carefully. If your brood nest began here up against this follower board and built in this direction, and you've been adding bars like this, pick up the bar, move the follower board, put the bar in, then you've gone this direction and they've probably gone honey in that direction. So what you don't want to do is end up in the wintertime with honey at this end of your brood nest and this end. They cannot cross the empty space in between that will exist when the weather goes cold and they start at one end and they gradually move this direction, eating all the honey stores, leaving empty space between here and this honey. So don't get them in this position. Don't let them start building honey on this side of the brood nest. So here's one way to do that. Now another caution is this: if you see that your queen is completely plugged in there, she's got nowhere to lay, and it's still booming season, you do want to give her a little more space for brood, and that would be add 1, 2, 3, maybe up to 4 bars. I've never added more than 4 bars on my brood side. So if she needs room, yes, give her room for brood. Don't let them get started with honey on this side. Alrighty? So now you've got this colony. It's between these two follower boards. You need more room at this side, and all your space is over here. What do? Well, when we talk about this, we say, well, you slide them down. It's not quite that simple. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to move my spacers out of the way. I'm going to show you a few things about how I do an inspection so that you can see what you're getting into when you do this. This is going to be bar by bar. You're going to see every bar of your bees. It's a good time to look for things. But you're going to start by moving a bar, moving all these bars out of here, sorry, so that you've got all this space to slide down. Okay, so then you're going to disconnect this. It's going to be glued to your hive. Use your hive tool. Long, reasonably flexible blade knife. Wedge it between here and twist it a little sideways. That moves your follower board off. Slide your follower board down to the end. Alright, now you're going bar by bar. Pop the bars apart. Take a look for attachments. If you looked through your window, you probably saw whether there were any. If there are, and they don't do it all the time, but once in a while, take your knife and go down the side. Rest it against the edge. It's kind of a fulcrum you can use with the handle, and go like this. Always cut your honeycomb from the bottom up. Cutting it from the top down could pull it down off the bar, and that's what we don't want. So down the side, gradually up like that, keeping the blade against the side of the box. Detach it. Over here too if you need to. Now sometimes your bees get testy about this, sometimes not, but sometimes when they do, when you pull the knife out is when they get the most irritable about it. So you might want to sort of have your hand there to encourage them to stay in the box. Otherwise you get bees in the air and they can get in your face. So you move that bar, you know it's not attached, so you can safely pick it up. Pick it up. You can do the flip to see it. You've seen that video, right? See both sides? Put it back in the box. You're always keeping that honeycomb like this. Never like this, right? Always like this. Move that one over there. Next bar. Not attached anywhere. Whoop, yes it is. Cut that loose. pick up the bar. Another way to look at it's like that. Set it over here. You're going to go bar by bar, and it's going to be sticky. That's why you're doing it bar by bar, because it doesn't just slide. But let's say it did, in which case you could, and what you will have done essentially when you've done this full inspection is you'll have moved everything down to this side, giving you back all of the space on this far side of your follower board. So now your brood nest will be here. They will have expanded in this direction, putting their honey stores on one side. You don't get them stuck in one of those midwinter indecision things about which way do we go. They've only got one choice. The honey's all in one direction. That's the way they're going to go. So you can put your remaining bars back in over here. And then you just continue with the amazing Expando Hive thing like you've been doing. Pick up a bar, move your follower board, put this bar in, expand your hive. Just expand your hive. Now, once you get all the way down here, are we happy? You betcha. 30 bars of bees, that's enough to get them through May and winter. We like that.